driving home. Don't worry, I'm not going to be looking at the screen very much unless I'm at like a stoplight or somewhere where I can stop. Might adjust it here and there, but I am following the laws of the road because I believe in getting home safely. So, tonight's the free advice stream, and you might be shocked, whoa, he only did this a few times, and it's been a while since the last time he did it. This is true. I've been through a lot of life changes recently and still going through a lot, but I have a job that ends promptly at about the same time every night, and so this is a good time to pick up live free advice live streams. And let's be honest, most people are going to be watching YouTube or live streams of their favorite creators during the evening time anyway. You know, I didn't do it for a while because my free time where I was just like alone and could do live streams was mostly earlier in the day, and nobody's gonna watch, you know, during that time of the day. So anyway, this is a better setup, a better way to do free advice live streams. And you know what's even cooler? A little background info on these free advice live streams. You know, you might be a little confused about the milk jug on the thumbnail and how it says every day on the thumbnail, when clearly I'm breaking that promise every day by not doing these videos. This thumbnail came from a dear friend of mine, and his name is Stayer. He's one of my big supporters, and before he was one of my moderators for my community, he worked for my good friend Bradley Richards. Now, you guys if you've been watching any of my streams, or know anything about my YouTube journey at all, you'll know that Bradley Richards was one of my best friends in my hometown of Tucson, Arizona. And he was also a content creator. He was also a YouTuber, and he has his own YouTube channels that, even though they're not posting anymore, you should still check out because it's great videos, you know? But he passed away about a year ago now. We've just recently passed, like at the end of this month of February, the anniversary of his passing, and soon we'll be hitting the anniversary of his funeral. But the thumbnail that I used for this free advice live stream is the same thumbnail that he used for his free advice live streams. And I didn't do free advice live streams until after, you know, Bradley was no longer doing them, after we lost him, and so, you know, I might not do them as often, but they're still something I absolutely want to do. Not just in memory of him, but also for the concourses of people who watched his free advice live streams, and people who could use just some down-to-earth, familiar face to talk to, even if I don't get to do it every night or every day, at least every once in a while. And I would like to do this more often, and the hope is that working this new job that I have, it's technically an old job, and I got rehired, so it's a new job, but working this schedule for this new job would allow me to do at least, you know, 20 minutes to half hour every night that I work, at least, of a free advice live stream. And I think that would be good for both me and you guys, the community in general. So I am open, I am here, willing to take questions and just answer literally just whatever questions you guys have. Let me just give you some free advice, totally unscripted, you know, nothing like that. Thank you for carrying on the vision, I think is what the comment says, and you are very welcome. You know, it's for those who don't know, Bradley, you know, Bradley ended up taking his own life, and I wasn't there for him in like his last couple of days, like his, you know, his last bit of time here on earth with us, because I was living in a different state, and I wish that I had known, I wish that I was able to do something for him, you know, beforehand, but instead of living the rest of my life in regret, of things, in regret of things that were out of my control. I'm going to take control of what I can do for him. And what I can do for Bradley, even though he's gone, is continue to carry on, the things that he did for other people. And so, yeah, I definitely, that's really, like, when I get up in the morning and if I'm feeling low motivation for my content creation or anything like that, the thing that keeps me going is the idea that, like, if I can't do anything for myself today, at least I can do something for Bradley or for Bradley's followers, or even just like to carry on what Bradley did, which was really just connect with people and try to make them feel wanted, make them feel needed, no matter their circumstances. And so that's, one of his best qualities that I want to emulate, both on camera and off camera, So, yeah, so the person who commented, I can't really see the people specifically who are commenting. I can kind of just squint and see your messages, your comments, but not like the account name of who's commenting right now. But in reply to your comment, which said thank you for carrying on the vision, I say you're welcome, and I will continue to do my best even though I'm not perfect at it. So let's see. I'm trying to think of if there's any like bits of wisdom from like this week or even just today. I guess one thing that just kind of comes to mind to fill empty space while I'm waiting for a request for free advice. I at work today, I helped a customer who spoke very little English, and he spoke Korean. Actually, that was his native language. And so I had never met somebody who just spoke Korean, and he, we were able to place the order with like broken English, and it was totally fine. But what was interesting is that I've been wanting to learn more languages recently, and the two languages that have been most prominent in my mind to learn have either been French or Korean. And so it's like, which one do I put time into? Because I'm still trying to put time and effort and practice into keeping my Spanish brushed up on, because I speak both English and Spanish. But I would like to learn other languages as well. And so I was thinking I should go with French. Because French, it just seems like it might be the next most popular, like the next most common language that I might run into in the area that I live. But I live in Tucson, Arizona, so it's like English and Spanish are the two languages you might run into. But I ran into somebody who apparently is a regular at my place of business, and so now I'm thinking maybe I should be learning Korean right now. Plus the fact that I just did my first K-pop dance video, and it did pretty well, as far as how well my videos usually do. It did pretty well, and I was happy with it. And that was dare number 2 for my 1,000 subscriber challenge that's still going, and it shot past the threshold that we set. If we get this many views, then we'll unlock dare number 3, and it shot past that, so we're doing dare number 3. Woohoo! Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. The thing is that as it currently stands, actually, you know what, this would be a great time, this would be a great opportunity for me to ask you guys for advice. The dare I currently have for dare number 3, let me start with dare number 1. Dare number 1 was brushing my teeth and then chugging lemon juice, and that was an entertaining video in of itself, because it was just torture for me. And then dare number 2 was learn and perform a K-pop dance, which I did, and I put a lot of effort into. And I learned my editing abilities, my filmmaking abilities got like increased exponentially after working so hard on the K-pop video. But dare number 3, as it currently stands, is to eat 1,000 pieces of shredded cheese. Now that sounds like, well, that's a big number, right? But like, if you think about it, I genuinely don't know who's gonna watch a video of somebody eating 1,000 pieces of shredded cheese. That's like maybe somebody eating 1,000 hot dogs, which would far surpass the Guinness World Records, and I'm pretty sure I would just explode if I tried that. But it's like 1,000 pieces of shredded cheese. It's like, oh, that will probably be a long and tedious, tiring process of counting out all the cheese and eating them. But like, is that really the kind of entertaining video that people are gonna watch? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Right? That is the one of the dares that I got. But I would love to get some other dares, something that kind of it'll like raise the bar, raise the stakes from learning and performing an entire K-pop dance or brushing my teeth and chugging lemon juice, right? I want to try some sort of different challenge. And I have chugging lemon juice, and later in the 1,000 subscriber challenge, I have a habanero pepper. And so we already have 2 challenges that are about like eating or drinking or consuming something that is generally unpleasant to consume. And so like 1,000 pieces of shredded cheese is like kind of weak sauce, just a little bit, in comparison to the other dares that we have. So my free advice, if you guys are willing to give free advice, I'm here to give free advice, but if you guys are here too, and you guys have input here, I would love to hear your feedback on any other sort of dare that you might think could be good for dare number 3. And if you've watched this long, thank you for being here, because this is just the ramblings of a random guy in his car right now. So I personally think that you're crazy for still watching me, if you are. But you might be thinking like, okay, so he just wants to do dares and challenges, right? I feel like maybe he's taking it too seriously. It's just like silly stuff that he wants to do for fun, right? Not necessarily. These dares will ramp up the further they go to be bigger, crazier dares, or like more difficult dares, and bigger threshold of views to get more monetization to fund me like eventually moving out again, and eventually like fund, I have to fix the AC in my car right now, if I'm being completely honest, and I live in Tucson, Arizona, and we're nearing the summertime, so it's like getting to be more of a serious need, and I have like different things that I need to be getting done eventually, but beyond just like my own personal needs, monetization from views from the dares that increase in views and in like the general the span of like how large this project is or whatever, right? That monetization will help fund the future videos. And here's the kicker, some of those future videos, especially dare number 7, which is the one I really want to get to, I'm okay if we don't get to dare 8, 9, or 10, because they're going to be particularly difficult or crazy, but I'll still do them if we reach those thresholds, right? But dare number 7 is feeding a bunch of homeless people, and I would love to do something like that. The thing is that I'm just one guy. I don't have a bunch of money to go buy a bunch of pizzas to go feed a bunch of homeless people, right? If I'm like still kind of struggling to make my own ends meet. And so I would love, I'm working hard at my job right now, but I'm also working hard at monetizing my YouTube channel, so that I can do things that matter. I can help people. And this kind of goes back into how much Bradley Richards inspires me. His memory and his way of inspiring people doesn't go away after he's passed on. So anyway, this is an important project to me, because of those reasons. Eventually I would love to, I want to help. At the very least, I want to help people smile who haven't smiled in a while. I want to help people laugh who, haven't had a reason to laugh recently. I want to, even if I don't get a bunch of money to like significantly impact somebody's life, I still want to help people feel good about themselves. I want to make a difference, even if it's just helping one person to smile that day when they otherwise wouldn't have. That's really important to me, and I feel like that's why I do what I do. I want to create fun, comedic, epic, musical content, like what gaming content, or like I said, comedic content, acting content, all of that stuff that I like to do. I want to continue doing that. I write and I draw and I edit videos and I voice act, all those things. I want to keep doing that because I love doing it, but also for the purpose of being able to bless other people's lives. That's what I want to do. So I kind of just ended the rambling. I haven't been looking at the chat a whole lot because I've been driving, which, is a good thing. But I don't think I saw any questions coming in for free advice, which is totally fine. But I know, even if this video just kind of ends up being me rambling about things that are important to me, that's fine too. That's fine. I don't know, something else cool happened today. My parents came in and saw me at work, so that was cool. It's been a while since that happened, just because my job, like, I've been living in a different state, or my job isn't somewhere where customers just walk in, like my current job. But no, it was cool. I saw, I think, a few different people that I knew or recognized at work today, so that was cool. I have a bunch of shorts coming up, a bunch of YouTube shorts, and I want to be posting those more regularly. My last short, not my last short, I think, what is it? Not my last short, not my second to last short. My third most recent short was my video about Nemo, my cat, like stepping on my piano and somehow playing a song. And it was just a really goofy video, really silly. I just captioned Nemo and gave him attitude because that's just cute. And I thought that people would like it. Turns out I was totally right. People liked it almost like way too much because Nemo, like I make a video and it gets like maybe 500 views, which I'm super happy about, right? If 500 people walked in to see what I was doing, I'd be mind blown. But then Nemo's video, without even trying, no effort put in, no scripting, Nemo gets 10,000 views within like 2 days. And I'm like, okay, I guess you're just taking over the show. I did see the chat act up just now. Let's see. Live chat. There we go. Let's see. Oh my gosh. It was Bradley's dad in the chat. I love you, Bradley Sr. Dang, thanks for being here. And then let's see. And then my good friend Ethan Hoy. Thank you so much for coming. If you guys, anybody watching this, don't know who he is, you can watch my aforementioned chugging lemon juice video, and Ethan Hoy is featured in the blooper reel at the end. He was the one helping with the filmmaking. He was my first collaboration for the 1,000 subscriber special. My second collaboration for the K-pop dance was Dracona Celestial, who you should also check out their content channel. And whatever I decide to do for my third dare, we will have another collaboration. I want to keep going with the new collaborations every time. So yeah, how long has this been going? I can't see right now. Ugh. 20 minutes? Okay, not bad. Not bad. If you guys want to support the channel at like right now, there are a couple things you can do. You can join my Patreon, which is like, a monthly membership thing that really helps. And so does YouTube memberships, where there should be, if you've already subscribed, the subscribe button should be replaced with the join button. And that join will be a step ahead of subscribing, where you join, you get exclusive member perks, a lot of which I'm planning and expecting to come out with soon, including just early access to all my videos. I'm still figuring out how to do that, but I think I'll figure it out soon. But if you can't or don't want to commit to like a monthly subscription to this random guy making videos in his car, What does help is there are one-time donations called super thanks. And right now, live in the chat, you could just send a super thanks with just a certain dollar amount that you want to send. And I can just react live right here and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You are the coolest person on earth right now. And yeah, that's, again, no pressure. But that is, I am, as like I mentioned before, my goals of monetization. It's going to be more of just kind of making everybody aware of those things so that they know that they're there, and I can start getting just that ball rolling. Because as it stands right now, I started monetizing my YouTube channel 9-ish months ago. I think we're at 9 months now. And since then, my long form videos, I have made, I think, about equivalent to 1 per month. Now, I can be making a lot more than that. I can be making a lot more videos than that, giving you guys a lot more content than just that. The thing is that, like, once, like, with those videos and the earnings that I make from YouTube Shorts, because I don't count YouTube Shorts in that, but I could be making more shorts, and the shorts do make some decent money. The 10,000 views I got for Nemo's cat video so far has made me about like 20 cents. But as we get bigger and we see more, you know, ad revenue can only carry you so far. Memberships and super thanks, now those are definitely, like, I mean, if you do a super thanks and get me $1, that is more than my 10,000 views on my Nemo YouTube short. Like, that's more than what that has made so far. And so, as you can tell, super thanks and memberships are huge. Ad revenue is great, and it's a little trickle, right? And ad revenue will increase with more watch hours, which means I just need to continue uploading more content, more often, more recently, whatever. Yeah. Because the more videos I have out there, the more residual watch hours I get, and the more monetization I can get it, right? So eventually ad revenue, it'll pick up over time, because it doesn't just count for your recent videos. Every new video that you put out for the rest of time that it's available on YouTube can generate revenue. So ad revenue will continue to grow, but right now it's pretty minimal. So we have the memberships and super thanks, the ad revenue, and then eventually sponsorships would be fantastic, where somebody pays me to advertise their product, but I have to be a little bigger for that. I am proud of where I am right now. Like, I just got like butterflies in my stomach. I'm so proud of where I am right now, because when I started YouTube, you know, 0 subscribers, I call up a few friends, hey, you want to subscribe? And I get like, I think I got like a grand total of 35 subscribers, and I was like, nice. And I've gone from 35 subscribers to 1,730, I think, as of today, something like that. And that's insane to me. When I hit 1,000, I was so excited. But like this week, I posted 3 shorts, I think. Oh, and big K-pop dance video. Can't forget about that, right? But anyway, I had some decent video postings this week, and that resulted in like 50 more subscribers. I think something more, like 60 something, I don't know, in just like the last week. And so I'm like, dang, okay. Like 60 individual people. If 60 individual people just walked into my house and be like, hey, we're following you now, right? I'd lose my mind. That would be insane. And that's basically what just happened this week. So, you know, that's like the equivalent of each day. We're going to count it as like 6 days, because Sunday technically hasn't happened yet. But like in the equivalent of 6 days, like 10 people come over to my house and tell me that they're following my content now each day. That's crazy. So I'm just kind of filled with gratitude right now. And this, as long as I keep it going, this will only grow. And so I'm excited for that to happen. So we got Patreon memberships, YouTube memberships, super thanks, ad revenue, sponsorships, and the big one is merch. And merch takes a while to figure out, because let's be honest, I genuinely don't think I have a big enough audience right now. To sell merch with like my name or my face on it or whatever I decide to do, my art or whatever. I do art commissions, and I guess that's kind of merch. I have stickers that I've sold, and that's kind of merch. I think I could probably start with stickers pretty quickly. But as far as like t-shirts and hats and stuff, I was like that as far as things that are specific to my brand that I'm kind of building, that would take a little while. But I would love to start making, just designing my own shirts and such. Like, for example, just like a shirt that says, like, sorry, I stopped listening to your opinion when you walked up, or something like that. I just like, there's so many like clever catchphrases that I could use, just print on a shirt. I feel like tons of people would buy it. If I wanted to incorporate my art, I could draw some sort of like cartoonish feral orange cat and just say like cat parent or cat owner on the shirt. And you know how many people in like the local demographic would get that? Whoever's a cat owner and wants to wear a shirt about it, that's something more relatable than just like the other James, like a the other James t-shirt, right? I'm not nearly big enough for that kind of narcissism. Let's see, who do we have right now? Okay, we got 3 likes on the video, right? Again, 3 people, that would be enough people to fill my car right now. 3 people just in here listening to me talk. 3 people just came into my car and started listening to me talk. That's a solid group of friends, So I appreciate it. I do. You guys should definitely jump in the chat. Ask for any advice. Ask any questions. It doesn't have to be for advice, especially if you are older, wiser, and more experienced than 22-year-old me. But ask me anything. Just a reminder that that's what I'm here for. I kind of want to turn my car off, and I think the light will still stay on. Oh, all the lights will turn on, or something. Here, hold on. I gotta open my door real quick, and then close it. Something like that. Anyway. Oh, and then I have to lock it. That's right. And that turns the headlights off. Because I know how a car works, apparently. Oh, let's see. Other free advice that I have. Bradley's friends have been a huge part of... Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, Bradley Sr. Every time I get to talk to you, it's awesome. And I'm more than happy to just kind of add more drops into your bucket, and there's actually, I don't know how much I want to like say just here publicly in front of literally the entire internet. Again, right now there's like, I don't know, 3 people watching, but potentially in front of the entire internet. I want to respect boundaries and stuff, but the time that we've spent together, I love it every time I get to talk to you. Yeah, Bradley, for those who don't see the chat, it just said that Bradley impacted so many people, and it's so true. He did. And I was talking to somebody about it recently, that Bradley, there were some people in his life, like he had like one social circle and then another social circle, and they had like no idea that the other existed. But like he cared so deeply for each of them, and there's so many people, like their lives have just been forever changed because of Bradley Richards, and mine has. Because like monetizing on YouTube, going after like my dream of doing what I want to do, I genuinely don't know if that would have happened, at least the way that it has, without Bradley in my life. And even like one like my best friend, besides Bradley, because I have 2 best friends here in Tucson, And the three of us were just like loved being around each other. But you know, through Bradley, me and my best friend since high school, here in Arizona, have grown even closer. Both when Bradley was here and after he wasn't. And so, you know, I've Bradley just had this way of bringing people together, and he really, oh my gosh, he just loved everyone. And that's kind of what I've just been preaching from the rooftops recently. Unfortunately, you guys might have seen a video of mine, or if you're on the Discord server, you might have seen an announcement of mine. And in just boldly, I was declaring that all are welcome. Unfortunately, I lost some friends recently because there was somebody who disagreed with them, something political, something about, you know, like this or that. And basically they told me to cut that person off, and like because they hated him, I should hate him too. But the thing was is that he didn't do anything to attack anybody. He disagreed with them, and I guess they took that as an attack. But the thing is that I am friends with so many different people from so many different walks of life. And Bradley was too. You know, I am friends with Republicans and Democrats. I am friends with Christians and atheists and everything in between and outside of that spectrum. I am friends with straight people and gay people, both men and women. I'm friends with just I'm friends with sports people, and I'm friends with creative arts people. And like I cannot fathom living a life where I'm only friends with the people who I agree with. My best friend that I've had for the longest amount of time, she and I are like complete opposites. We're on complete opposite political spectrums, you know, religious beliefs, you know, obviously our genders and like everything. Like we disagree on so many sensitive topics, and we talk about them sometimes, but like our friendship is not defined by any of those. Our friendship is so strong, and we would trust each other with our lives. Um, you know, even though we don't like necessarily live super close by anymore, but we still talk all the time. And you know, I do trust her quite a bit, and she helps me quite a bit with a lot of what I'm doing nowadays. And um she's like one of the smartest people I know. And so there were, you know, I lost a good handful of friends, you know. Um at least I think there was at least 5-ish that kind of stepped away. Um not they might have, you know, stepped away from our friendship in different ways. There are at least 3 of them that were just like that called me, you know, when I told them that, you know, we might not agree on everything, but I'll always love them and I'll always care for them, and I'm always here for them. And the thing is that I wasn't even disagreeing with them. I was just saying I'm not picking a side. I was saying I'm staying out of this. That disagreement, that argument had nothing to do with me. None of my friends are being threatened by anything. Like there was no attack. It was just a disagreement. It had nothing to do with me. I'm not going to sit here and judge people. I'm not going to label people and judge them. I'm going to treat everybody fairly. And I'm not going to cut this person off just because like you hate him. And I understand that might seem like a foreign concept to some people, but anyway, this group of these at least like 3 of my friends decided that that I was this label and this label and this label, and that I wasn't a real friend. And by saying that I loved them and I cared for them and I was always going to be here for them, even if they decided to leave, I'm still always going to be here, and I'm going to stand by that, right? I'm still here if they ever want to, open our friendship again. But they said that because I said that, I was a gaslighter and a liar, and they immediately started just listing every mistake I had ever made in our friendship. And yeah, I've made mistakes in all of my friendships. I've accidentally offended or hurt a friend. I'm pretty sure every friend I've ever had, I've accidentally offended or hurt in some way, or maybe even sometimes done something that I knew was wrong and had to apologize for it, and I've like gained forgiveness. But the thing is, like, I am so aware that I'm not perfect, and I could have then gone and started shooting back at them, saying like, okay, well, you guys did this, and you did this, and you like insulted my beliefs this one time, and da 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 da. The thing is that we've had disagreements, we've had arguments, and even fights before in the past, but we've always come back and talked them out. It happens. Oh my gosh, like, the people that you're closest to in your life, your immediate family, are probably the people you fight with the most. And like it's no different with friends. There's some friends that you don't like, you're not in each other's space enough to fight, or you guys just vibe so well that you like never fight. And not necessarily fight, but just argue or disagree with each other. Um, that's not what that tells me is that what they're showing, those friends of mine who have decided that we're no longer friends. And like I said, I'm always going to be here for them, right? I'm not going to hold this over their heads if they ever decide to like come back to our friendship. I'm not going to I'm not going to treat them differently because of how they treated me, right? And I'm not trying to play myself as a victim here necessarily, and maybe I am unintentionally, but like I I want to I don't want to live my life going around hating people. I just can't. I, you know, I'm I'm Christian, and I try to follow what Jesus Christ said when he said to love your neighbors, but also love your enemies. Love them who curse you. Pray for those who despitefully use you. And that's such a huge step in forgiveness. In related news, some of you might be aware that especially if you've been watching some of the, one of the vocal covers I recently released. It was kind of that song that I sang was not necessarily dedicated to, but it was like, I sang that song because it represented like me escaping what was not a great relationship. It was unfaithful and it was disloyal, and that had a lot of gaslighting and lying in it, and I was used emotionally and physically, and unfortunately it went to like legal extremes. um and this person, who shall remain nameless, because even though I feel they did terrible things to me, and they hurt me and they scarred me, and I still get like flashbacks, right? Even though they put me through so many awful things, like I'm still gonna respect them. And I haven't always been that perfect. There was a point where in anger, I um I said something along the lines of like, well, don't be surprised if everyone hears about like what you did, and that was wrong of me, you know. Um and I'll admit to that, because that's not the way I want to live. And I bring this up because part of moving on for me means forgiving. And it's hard to forgive somebody who is not sorry, right? Somebody who you will never hear an apology from. Um, that's so hard. But you gotta do it for you. Um, and you gotta get to the point where you're doing it for you, but also like for them, where when it says like pray for those who despitefully use you, right? Which I definitely feel like I was despitefully used. And I feel like that's an understatement. Just even if you're not somebody who prays, just like wishing the best for that person, forgiving them, and instead of lying in bed at night mulling over this grudge that you hold, where you hope that something horrible happens to them, or you hope they get what they deserve, or da 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 da, being able to forgive to the point where you hope that they find happiness, you hope that they turn a new leaf, you hope that they get all the love in the world and more. The like when you get to that point, which I'm still kind of getting there and I'm trying my hardest, but when you get to that point, that's when you really let go and it doesn't control you anymore. And you can live life loving what you have and what you got rather than being just oppressed by those memories, right? If the person's, at least in my case, it's not always this case for everybody, but that person isn't in my life anymore. I left. I got out of there. And it was really hard. And I wish, I had to leave a lot of people that I cared about in order to get out of that situation. But, as far as I know, that person that I'm talking about could end up watching this video. And if I had anything to say to them, I'm pretty sure they know that I was hurt and I was angry and that I thought they were the worst person in the world and they were just atrocious. They were just an atrocious, awful human being. They probably already know that I thought all of those things. And if I had one thing to say to them now, I would just say that that yeah, I was hurt and I still am. I still feel that hurt a lot of the time. And I don't know if I can forgive them right now, but that I'm trying. And that I don't want to hold a grudge against them, and that I genuinely hope that they're doing okay, that they are finding better things in their life, that they are finding whatever they're looking for. I hope that their family is okay. This person in particular, I was super close with their family. I hope that their family's okay. They probably, I imagine from their perspective, I'm the crazy, awful person, probably. And because there's so many sides to every story, and I don't know. I don't know what they think of me. And I have to kind of move past the caring what they think about, the caring what they think about me, because obviously I hope that they know that I still, even to this day, I love that family so much. And I genuinely hope the best for them. And, I wish that I could see them again, and not necessarily the person who hurt me, who's a member of that family, but the rest of the family who never did anything to hurt me. I wish that I could see that they're doing okay, right? And that's kind of part of the letting go too, where it's I can't, and I may not ever be able to. Chances are I won't ever be able to, get that. I'm looking for the right word. Chances are I won't ever be able to get that full circle, I can't think of the word right now, but that interaction with them. Chances are I won't. Chances are unlikely that I'll be able to get that interaction with them, where we get to just kind of forgive and move on. And so I have to act as if I won't get that opportunity in person or that validation or anything. Because honestly, while I was going through the thick of it, while everything was still happening, the thing I wanted most of all was just validation. I felt so alone and just abandoned. and betrayed. And I was like, we used to care about each other so much. I was like, how can you just turn your back and do this to me? And I was like, can you at least say you're sorry? Can you at least admit, like, yeah, I hurt you and I'm so sorry, and da da da. And like, you know, there were some points where this person did admit to what they had done and said they were sorry. And it wasn't quite enough for me. And I think it was because of the fact that even if you have them there in person, you can't rely on their apology to make you feel better. It's as sucky as it is, it's on you. You have to be the one to forgive them in your heart. And you can't depend on the actions of other people. You can't depend on the people who wronged you to come back around and say that they're sorry. If you want to move beyond that, if you want to move past that, you have to be the one um to just accept it, that it happened, grieve for the time that you need to, understand that what's past is past, it happened, and it's still going to come up from time to time. You're still going to think about it and remember it from time to time, but like, what is it going to get you dwelling on it, spending all of your energy thinking about it? Like, you're not going to get anywhere. This person put you like this person like backstabbed you and dropped you into a pit, right? That sucks. But you still got a choice. You can stay in that pit and just let the wound fester and just curse them in a bitter rage and cry yourself to doom in that eternal pit. Or you can start climbing out. And, if you're the only one in the pit, there might be other people to like lend a hand or throw down a rope or something like that. But like, you still got to grab onto the rope. So I don't know if my analogies are making any sense, but they're making sense to me. And, even if there's nobody watching right now, I think this is helping me just like speaking my thoughts out loud. And it kind of goes in tangent with the video that I made. That was around the time of Bradley's death, but I recorded the video before he died, and it just happened to be really timely. And I was talking about grief and loss, and kind of just the idea that, like, it's good to have connections with other people. It's wonderful. That's kind of like why we're here. There's a human need for connection with other people. Doesn't mean you have to be a social butterfly, right? But you still need like that from like the moment that you're born. You need that physical touch and that connection with somebody else, right? Being alone is like one of the worst things that a human can go through. Probably any living thing, if I'm being completely honest. Like after thinking about it. But during that video, I said that you can't depend on other people for your happiness. You can absolutely, they can absolutely be a factor in your joy and in your happiness, but are you happy with yourself? Can you be happy? Like, if this person leaves, or if this person leaves, or if you lose this person, like, are you going to be okay? And we get like a lot of villain arcs in stories and like modern media where it's like the love of their life. They lost the love of their life, and that sent them down the path of bitterness and sorrow and grief, and they just turned them into a villain in some way, right? But can you live the higher law? Can you live a good life? Can you be like a good person even when it's hard? Because it's easy to be good when it's convenient. To bring it full circle, it's easy to be friends when it's convenient and you guys agree on everything. It's easy when it's convenient. It's easy to be friendly. It's easy to love. people. It's easy to be friends with someone. It's easy to be it's easy to I'm gonna try that one more time. It is easy to be friends when it's convenient. It is easy to love your neighbors when they're nice to you, when they're nice back to you. It is easier to forgive someone when they offer you an apology, but can you do those things when it's not convenient? Can you keep your values even when it's hard? That's what integrity is. What you do when people aren't looking, or what you do when it's not easy to make the right choices. Can you take the higher road? Can you continue to treat someone as an equal and as a friend even when they have opposing beliefs to you? Can you continue to love somebody even if they're not treating you well, even if they're your enemy, even if they're hurting you? Can you continue to just carry some sort of love and goodwill for them even when it's hard? Can you forgive someone even if they relish in whatever they did to you? Can you forgive someone who is not sorry? And can you be a good person with good values even if you've lost everything? That is so hard. That is so hard. And I've seen examples of it going both ways. The test of a person and their character doesn't come during times of plenty, during the good times. It comes during the struggling times, the hard times. And I might make myself cry here, because I'm kind of just talking myself through a lot of my thoughts recently. But you know, the test of a true the test of a true character comes during the storm. The test of a ship doesn't come in the calm waters. It comes during the storm. Will the ship hold even when it's hard, not when it's easy, right? So I guess I kind of ended up giving free advice anyway. Sometimes I feel like I always need to be saying something, but maybe we can just pause for a minute and let it soak in. I'm grateful today for the chance to be a little vulnerable with you guys. Um, Even if no one's watching, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be vulnerable with myself. I really, I really do need to keep doing these free advice videos because, like I said, even if nobody is watching, it's a good time to reflect for myself. And you know what? Actually, I have an app on my phone called Finch, and it's a self-care app that I would highly recommend to anybody who's interested in just kind of making sure you're meeting your daily goals and checking up with friends who also use the app. You guys can like send messages to each other like of support. It's great. And you raise just like this cute little bird inside your phone who reminds you to take care of yourself throughout the day. But there's a goal that I haven't been completing for a while, and it's journaling. And I just realized that like this is a pretty sweet form of journaling. It's video journaling. This is going to be on the internet for as long as the internet lasts. And there's a few reasons why somebody journals, why I journal is one, so that I can, like, on occasion look back and read my thoughts or hear my thoughts in the case of a video journal, um, and be able to just kind of reflect back on whatever I might need to reflect back on. But also, a second purpose for journaling, at least for me, is so that, hopefully, because I eventually want to raise a family, I want to have kids, I want to have grandkids and just raise a family, right? Eventually, the people that come after me, even the people, like, people that I'll never meet, if I ever get to impact anybody, any random person who might stumble upon this video or any of my others, right? Um, just being able to pass on something, even if it's just a story, being able to pass on a story, or just a look into some random guy in his car's life, um, being able to pass on any sort of wisdom or just internal thoughts to any random person who might find it, or just to my future posterity, whatever that is, that's another reason why I journal. And I have a really cool, like, written journal, like a leather cover and a latch on it. And there's a dragon imprinted on the front. It's great. But even if I didn't write today, I definitely journaled. This is definitely journaling. So I kind of just completed a goal that I've had for myself for a while. And the hope is that I continue doing this. Hopefully with more people with, like, burning questions on their mind that I can give my best advice on. So this is nice. This is nice. I hope it's nice for you guys. And Bradley Sr. put in the chat once more, said that this has been some great advice. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, and I love you lots. Yeah, just another moment where I don't think anything needs to be said. I can kind of just sit and enjoy the silence for a second. My friend Ethan Hoy said in the chat that I remind him of the young Tony Robbins. This might out myself as uncultured, but I don't know who Tony Robbins is. So that's definitely worth a Google after I'm done here. I'm supposing that it's a good thing, because my friend Ethan Hoy would not compare me to somebody if it was an insult. So Tony Robbins sounds like a cool guy. I miss you a lot, Ethan, by the way. So thanks for hopping in. Yeah. I'm just kind of feeling grateful right now. Grateful for all of you. Grateful for the opportunity, even tonight. I'm grateful for the people who are listening. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have kind of like an indirect chat with friends of mine. And said Tony Robbins was I didn't. What was the first adjective you used? You said Tony Robbins. Oh, an amazing. He's an amazing and humbling coach. I'm assuming like a life coach. It's a lot about doing it. I don't have any licenses or certificates or qualifications or credentials to be an official life coach, but I mean, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who likes talking and likes making people feel better about themselves. If I can do nothing else, that's what I want to do. So what time is it right now? How long has this been going? Let's see. Oh, an hour. Oh, Look at that. Like, pretty much exactly an hour. Well, in that case, I'll respond to any last comments in the chat. But we're gonna go ahead and close tonight's free advice live stream. And really, all of my free advice live streams are dedicated to Bradley. But tonight, I'll say with determination and specificity. Yeah, I think I said that word right. Specificity. That this video is dedicated to my good friend Bradley Richards. I miss you a lot. We all do. And we love you. And thank you for everything you gave us before you left. Well, that's what I gotta say. So, with that, we'll go ahead and close tonight's free advice live stream. Thank you to the two people who I know work here. Bradley Sr., thank you so much for just everything. And I'm always here if you need anything. And thank you to my friend Ethan Hoy, who I no longer live nearby, but he's still one of the coolest people I know. Thank you both for being here, and thank you to anybody else who's here as well. I hope that this has been able to enrich your night in some way, because it's enriched mine just a little bit. So with that, I bid you all a farewell, an adieu, adios, and aloha. That's another one. I'm so weird. Apparently that's why my girlfriend loves me, because I'm so weird. But eat your banana pancakes. And yes, we'll eventually get a t-shirt that says that. Technically, I already have a t-shirt that says that because I made it. But eventually you guys can get t-shirts that say that. Not right now though. It's not ready. not the time, not yet. But eat your banana pancakes. Have a good night. Forgive someone. And be happy with yourself. Because hey, the world's a better place with you in it. And I don't care who you are, who's watching. I mean that. Honestly, dang, that slaps more than the eat your banana pancakes. I've said for so long at the end of every one of my videos, eat your banana pancakes, but maybe I should just start saying that the world's a better place with you in it. Because let's be honest, like, I like banana pancakes, but I like you being in the world more. So maybe I should start saying that. Anyway, I hope you all have a good night. I'm going to take this down real quick. I hope you all have a good night. Sleep well. Don't worry. Don't let the anxiety demons keep you up tonight. Because we got you. We got you right here. If you haven't, join our Discord community, because we try to be super supportive and do a lot of fun events and just give people. We've given quite a few people just who have felt lonely otherwise. We've given quite a few people just a community to feel like they belong somewhere. And that's, if I can do, like I said, if I can do anything, that's what I want to do. So everybody have a good night. And I love you. The world's a better place with you in it.